Hello everyone, this is Steve the Sunny Panda and welcome back to my playthrough of This is the Police. This is July 26th and the Golden Bird reports Orthodox priests bribes mayor. Wow. Okay. Freiburg Tribune reports Greek priest to be appointed head of Freiburg Orthodox Church. I see, there's something going on here. And the fact reports students volunteer to help farmers. Alright, let's go to work. We met Vikas Varga yesterday. And I feel there's going to be some tension between Vargas and Sand, possibly. Will be caught in the center. He wrote his number.
My morning ritual was plagued by the smell of Vikas Vargas' fruity cologne.
Yeah, he wrote the number on our
arm.
arm.
The sharp citrus scent was chasing me around the house, as if Vikas was right there in my living room. When I finally realized the smell was coming from a big basket of oranges, it didn't put me any more at ease. I'd opened my door to lots of threatening mail, evidence of criminal wrongdoing, even a dead ferret or two. But fruit? Never. You the fruit guy?
Excuse me?
Was it you that brought the basket of oranges?
Nah, it was here when I arrived.
Fine. So who are you?
Awkward silence.
Today, I'm your driver.
And where are we driving?
To work.
That's it?
Yeah, we have to make an important stop along the way.
Where?
The ranch.
What ranch?
Sand.
Just the ranch.
Sand.
Fine.
He's Sand's man. This looks badass.
The morning seemed surreal, and I took in the magic. Why wreck it with meaningless chatter? As my tight-lipped chauffeur drove an hour through God knows where, I started to feel like I was in the middle of a bad dream, probably lying bloody and concussed in the alley behind the old Colony Club, my nose buried in a rotten orange peel. But no, this was no dream. The silence was real. The sound of the engine was real. The dust was real enough, too. And there was the ranch over the horizon. It all seemed familiar. The Sand family's overbearing mansion has been the talk of the headlines for decades, but few have managed to get closer than a few miles. I guess I'm just lucky.
The music's got all serious. We're meeting Sand, probably face to face. Yeah, it's Sand.
I didn't know you took private meetings, Mr. Sand.
Only if I expect good company.
I'm surprised my company ranks at all.
Today, yes. Today is a special day.
So it seems.
Do you often go to the old Colony Club, Jack?
Every week.
Meet any interesting people there?
As a rule, no.
Sometimes you make a date, right? Sometimes make new friends.
Sometimes, I guess. But that's not why I go.
And why?
I consider it a hobby.
A hobby. Do you know anything about my hobbies?
Murdering
Well,
people?
judging by the half-dozen animal skins I stepped on walking over here, it's not much of a reach to say you like hunting.
Love it. Well, I say that now. It seemed so tedious when I was a child. Took ever so long. But now I'm older. I've developed a new talent.
What talent is that?
Patience. The will to wait for the right moment. Let's say you want a deer. You know, you deserve it. You've even decided what dishes its meat will go to and where you'll mount its horns. But to get that deer, you've got to wait. To sit in the bushes and stay nice and quiet. Professional hunters will tell you that the hunt is a rare craft. There are many rules. It's shrouded in mystery and ancient skill. Well, that's all complete nonsense. To get a deer, you just sit on the sidelines for a long enough time, pinpoint the moment when it's finally time to shoot. I learned the talent, Jack. But not like you, oh, Jack. You truly are the master.
I don't understand.
Oh, come on, Jack. I know about the 500,000. I know your plan. Kendrick told me everything. Needless to say, I'm impressed. While some people learn to hold their breath for minutes on end and not to rustle the leaves too loudly, why you decided to just become the foliage. You turned yourself into a bush, surrounded by deer who've been so fruitfully multiplying for decades. But all this time you've held your rifle at the ready. Forgive an old man his imagery, Jack. I've the heart of a poet, I confess.
Look, I don't know what was said between you and Kendrick, but it sounds like you got it wrong.
Oh, I think I understand everything just fine. And I think we understand each other quite well. Jack, in the coming war, we'll make excellent partners.
What war?
One war falls upon every generation. My grandfather drove out the Ambersons back when he was 27. My father destroyed that psychopath gangster, Maurice Bell, when he was a sprightly 30. At 69, I'd begun to think my war had passed me over. But my time has come at last. Tomorrow, Vikas Varga declares war, and I'm obliged to answer.
So, we're talking about Varga now.
I don't know how he thinks. I don't even know whether he plans his actions or not. I can't divine his purpose. Hell, I don't even know where he comes from. He's a man not of our breed, wouldn't you say? But when he arrived here, I invited him in, told him we could work together. An official invitation penned in my own hand and written on some very expensive paper. And can you imagine his reply? A fruit basket. What sense can be made of such a message?
I guess it means whatever you want it to.
Precisely.
I'm late for work, Mr. Sand.
You know, Jack, I could just give you $500,000 right now, cash, whatever denominations you like. But I would never insult you so. If I went stalking my prey for so many years, I wouldn't want someone else to shoot it for me. I understand you, Jack. And I'll never ask you for anything that's contrary to your nature. Just think about our conversation. Think about it. And call me.
So there's indeed tensions rising between the two, Sand and Vickers, and we're going to be right at the center of it as
Like
the chief
I
of
said,
police.
it's a whole new life, and I've had to give up some old habits. One of them, keeping away from things that don't concern me. Now I can't afford the luxury. This spotlight I'm under, concerns is all I got.
Yeah, we're in the center of it all. We need to make a choice. We need to help either Vikas Varga or we need to help Christopher Sand. Alright. We're going ahead and helping Vikas Varga. Why? I feel that Christopher Sand has been here for generations. We just learned that like his father, his grandfather, they have been the ruling mafia ever since. Vikas Varga, new upstart guy, and Christopher Sand has done. They both are equally bad, but I feel that a change is required, and maybe dethroning someone who has settled for decades is a good option. Putting someone new in power who may not be as stable, it may cause more problems, but in the long run, maybe it's easier to control them and bring them down later on. Maybe I'm making the wrong choice, but I'm going and helping Varga.
Tell him it's Boyd.
I'm too tired. I can hardly walk straight. Can I go home to Brito? We just have 3. Yeah, I'll go home. Yancy, I've got some terrible heartburn this morning. Might be better if I go home and lie down. No, just walk it off. Let's start the day. With the crew that had major losses because because of losing 2 officers last time. I hope we don't end up having the same kind of shift this time. Please be advised, we are unhappy with the efficiency of Freebuck PD. We are cutting the department's budget again. Oh no. We got our weekly salary. Tomorrow is going to be the day. Don't let anything happen to him until then. Okay, whatever. I don't care about Bert Jr. We just fired Bert Sr. So there he goes, getting rid of the officers that we can't trust enough with their professionalism. Yeah, I don't like how we are letting civilians die, and the city hall is losing trust in us, which is the natural thing to happen. I'm disappointed in myself for this police chief. Alright, we have a massive fight at the King Louis nightclub. We received a call from the club manager who said that a brawl broke out in the main hall involving over 20 men. Security are keeping back because some of the combatants are carrying knives. Several wounded are already lying on the dance floor, but no one knows why the mayhem broke out. Alright. It's just Flores' first day on the job, so we are going to have Kochi lead the way. Austin, Subaki with the paddy wagon, and why not even the SWAT. Let's throw out everyone out there. I think that is going to be enough to get things under control. Even if they require backup, I'm not sending more backup because I feel that's enough of a force to handle it. 4 officers for 20 people, what could go wrong? With the SWAT we have like extra advantage there, so I just hope it doesn't respond. Yeah, we don't have enough people, so we're just going to refuse and let's see what the outcome is. Massive fight, offender caught, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Good job. There's an assault in the suburb. 2 teens walking their dog got into an argument and eventually one of them unleashed a dog on the other. The police were called by a girl who was riding her bicycle nearby. Okay, Yancy and Asano, off you go. Unleashed his dog? Like, did he just command his dog to attack the other person? That's some terrifying shit right there. Alright, so we have officers returning. Good. So now we can attend more calls even if they were to come. Yeah, let's just... Homicide at the church. Parishioner Maria Serpentine reported the sounds of gunshots inside the church. A bearded man in a hat entered the confessional, and then a minute later I heard a few gunshots. Then the man calmly left the booth, took off his hat and crossed himself and sat down on the pew. I think he's praying. Holy shit. Alright, Kochi, you take the lead again. Flores, Austin, and Subaki. We're sending out 4 officers. We're not sending out the SWAT. Assault in the suburb. A boy struggling on the ground, barely holding off an angry dog that's trying to grab him by the throat. Fire shots in the air, pull on the dog's collar, hit the dog with a taser. The boy lets the dog escape, but its owner starts to flee. The dog lets the boy escape, not the other way around. Okay. Run after him, order the teenager to halt, borrow the girl's bicycle. Let's run after him. Good job. Yancy and Asano managed to run after the fleeing suspect and catch him without taking any harm to themselves. Good job. Good job, Shift P. We are doing pretty well. I'm sorry you lost 2 officers last time, but we are not going to let that repeat this time. We are going to make them proud. We are not going to we're not going to make them turn in their graves. So the homicide at the church, offender was caught, officers was unharmed, civilians was unharmed. Loot found non-automatic weapon. Okay, so we found loot. Officers found non-automatic weapon at the crime scene. What do you want to do with it? We can bring it to the police station or ask the mafia to sell it. We're going to bring it to the police station. Less weapons out means less civilians dying, and we've been losing our approval. So we need to make sure that there's good law and order in the city. All right. Attempted murder at St. John's Hospital. Linda Howard, her words slurred, said the dentist paralyzed her face during her latest visit. The monster struck me with some kind of poison. Arrest him. This is a false call. This is definitely a false call. So we are going to send Officer Koenig and hopefully we don't end up making the mistake we made last time with Officer B, who went out to a legit call alone and ended up dying to the hands of a saw blade wielding pup. That was horrific. And it's going to live on forever. The girl was injected with normal painkillers. False alarm. Good God. We didn't end up having to deal with a rogue dentist who would end up killing our officer with a needle while our officer has gun pointing at their head. I don't blame Officer B though. Maybe something happened. Maybe he couldn't shoot in time. Terrorism. Christopher G. Sands Ice Arena. An ice cream vendor noticed a suspicious looking black bag which has been lying unsupervised on a bench for the past few hours. Alright, Officer Kochi, Yancy and Austin, we're sending you 3 out. Maybe it would have been a good idea to send out the SWAT, but it could just be a false alarm. I mean, just a bag lying there. What's the odds of it being a bomb? It could just be a forgotten sports bag or something. But with the fight going on between Vickers and Sand, there is a possibility that it can be a bomb. Officers arrived on the scene and observed that there's something moving inside the bag. Shoot the bag until it stops moving. Open the bag. Stay back until the bomb squad arrives. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Civilians unharmed. What was in the bag though? Could have been an animal. It was moving around, so it has to have been an animal. But the bomb squad arrived. Everything was fine. Nobody died and nothing was destroyed. So Officers Kochi, Yancy and Austin did well. I'm proud of them. Alright, we're going to end our day here, day 12, and we're ending the shift without any losses. Alright, so that's been a good day. Let's go for another day. Why not? Let's just go. I know the last episode was a bit short, so let's make up for it with this episode being a bit longer. July 27th. The Golden Bird reports Corn Monument to be demolished by summer's end. Free Book Tribune report Francis Kendrick won't succeed Jack Boyd. Of course, because Kendrick is missing. And the fact says city administration to finance dance festival. Alright. A dance festival is what the city needs. Let them forget about the civilians being killed and the inefficiency of the police department. Let's just have some grooving and dancing, and let's get back to our business day. War. Freiburg's first mafia war in decades has spread chaos across the streets. Major criminal gangs vie for power, and the outcome of the struggle is impossible to predict. One thing is certain, a couple of weeks from now, only one family will rule the city. We had the funeral for Officer B. This man was an honest servant to the city. Today he was buried with military honors. Officer B, we thank you for your service. Linda Purdy. Funeral. Sorry, Linda. We let you down. Thank you for your service. Jack, keep up the good work and we'll make sure your final days at the Freeburg PD are much more comfortable. So, having Buck Jr. with us actually brought us some good. Attempted murder in a residential area. A passerby rang the police when he saw a naked man running through the streets, pursued by a woman carrying a large kitchen knife. The woman was shouting, "I'll got you." Holy shit, I'm not going to read that loud. Okay, Stovall, he's tired, but why is he so tired? What has he been doing? Stovall, Vandal, and Grant, go deal with this crazy lady who is running behind a guy with a knife. Make sure he doesn't get stabbed. Yeah, alright. We need to make sure that people don't end up dead on the streets. Varga stirred up some punks and they went and attacked one of the family right in the barber shop. We've already sent our own men, but we don't know how many scumbags we're up against. You can come join the party, but don't get in our way. Alright, Burke Jr. and Samadhi, out you go. I know we're rooting for Varga, but we have to make sure that we don't piss off the Sands as well. So, we're going to do our best to balance it out. Offender caught, officers unarmed, civilians unharmed. Good job. Get back Stovall, Vandal and Grant. Hit and run at the city center. An unknown vehicle struck librarian Climac how do you pronounce that name? Kalinowski at pedestrian crossing and drove off. The victim was found dead on the scene. Alright, we'll put Porter as the lead and Moser as assistant. And let's get that case solved quick. We've been good with our cases, but I'm sure it's going to get harder and harder as the game progresses. So, hit and run, the investigation has started. Matt Paul, the witness, says this dark-colored car comes tearing around the corner, hopped the curb and kept going on. Knocked the man over, didn't even slow down. Not long before the crash, I kicked a couple of drunks out the bar. They were having a fight with some of my regulars. A few days ago, Miss Kalinowski, a few days ago, Dad had a fight at work with the couple, victim's daughter, with a couple young people who were causing ruckus at the library. The whole thing almost came to blows. They threatened him before they left. Mr. Hopkins says, I saw two people in the car. They went right by me. The man in the passenger seat had a beard. And Klimek thought he was being followed. He said he saw the guy everywhere. Said it looked like someone had a problem with him at the library. Alright. So we have some leads to go on. The Sands need our help again. Mr. Sands' nephew looked out his window and saw some of Vargas' men smashing on one of his cars. Looks like someone needs to go remind them that that kind of behavior is illegal. No, we already helped the Sands today, so we are going to let that slide. We're not going to help out the Sands again. We already helped them out once today. So yeah, they can deal with that on their own. They don't need us to babysit every small problem they have. We are going to help out Varga though if we can. If we do get mission to help him out. Massacre at Eddie's Burger. A girl entered Eddie's Burgers, ordered a Diet Coke, and started shooting at the other customers with a handgun. The cashier called the police, and in the background there were gunshots and screams. Meanwhile, the crazed young woman is shouting, "I hate fat people." That's dangerous. It seems like this is really a serious matter that we need to send out our forces to. We'll send out the SWAT as well. So we're sending out Officer Gibbons as lead, Robbins, Grant, and Samadhi as support, and the SWAT as well. So go out there and take care of this crazy lunatic who hates fat people and is shooting up a fast food joint. We need to make sure people aren't dying. We need to get on the City Hall's good books again so that they don't keep firing our officers. And we need to upgrade our SWAT. We need to upgrade our paddy wagon. Massacre report. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Civilians unharmed. Good job. They all reached there. The medics reached in time. The Vargases need help. Yes, Mr. Varga gave us a new sports car, so we were going for a joyride. Now suddenly out of the blue, we are getting chased by a damned helicopter. They're shooting at us. This isn't going to be pretty. All right, Buck Jr. and Vandal, off you go. We need to help the Vargas out because we helped the Sand out. We'll help the Vargas out. We'll keep them. For today, we're helping both out. I don't know if I should be helping both out, if I should be helping only one of them out, as I promised Varga to. But I'm going to try to keep it balanced. Armed robbery in the city center. An alarm came in from an armored truck. Armed men have blocked the street, shut out the armored truck's tire, and are trying to seize the bags of money. Alright, Gibbons, Stovall, Robbins, Grant, Samadhi, along with the SWAT. All of you, out there. We don't want civilians hurt. We need to make sure that civilians aren't being hurt. We need to make our approvals go again. We need to make the city love the police department, and I need to regain my honor. I need to find my honor as the chief of police. Armed robbery in the city center. The narrow street is blocked by two vans near the armored truck. 3 armed masked men have surrounded the truck, and one of them is carrying a blowtorch. On the roof of one van is a 4th criminal who shouts something to his accomplices as he sees the officers approach. You're surrounded. Surrender peacefully. Shoot the robber who's standing on the roof of the van. The blowtorch won't work. You'll need to use dynamite. We'll go with you're surrounded. Surrender peacefully. The criminals take out their automatic weapons and open fire. Hide behind a patrol car and fire from cover. Go on the offensive and take them out. Retreat back down the alley. We'll hide behind a patrol car and fire them from cover. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Holy shit, that went well. Okay, there's a fight in the dump. We can respond to it. We have time. It's ticking back. Maybe the remaining officers will be back by then. And we have a choice of who to send out. Alright, let's read. What's happened at the dump? A night watchman during his rounds followed some noise to discover several homeless people fighting over a bundle that was lying on the ground. Alright, Stovall, Vandal, and Grant. Tend to this problem, will you? The Vargas need help. Some of Sand's men have us pinned down in an alley. They are aiming to maim Mr. Vargas. Said we can go to you for help. Alright. Samedi and Burke Jr., off you go. We're helping Vargas again, but we have sided with Vargas, haven't we? So let's help out. Let's help them out. We helped out Sand once and Vargas twice today. The war's already seeing the city change. Hit and run report. Okay, we got some frames. We need 4 frames though. It was a dark colored car which came tearing around the corner. We need 1 more frame, however. So we're going to let our detectives continue working on the case. We need more help. Alright, Robbins and Gibbons. Why not go out? The bunch of homeless turn out to be a bigger challenge for our officers than expected. And I guess with the big crowd, you need more people to calm everyone down, pin them, arrest them. You know, more people, and when there are more people, there's more chance for officers getting hurt. Someone can just come across from where you can't see and stab you in the chest or in the back or right in the throat, and yeah, you don't have vision to them, and if they came from behind, there's nothing to do. Alright, offenders were caught, officers were unharmed, and that's the end of day 13. Jack, Sand has had decades to strengthen his position in the city, but that doesn't mean that his grip can't be broken. Take care that Varga is ahead on points after 2 weeks in the war and successfully carry out at least half of his jobs. And one more thing, just so Sand doesn't start suspecting you betrayed him, don't let Varga get too long on points. If Sand is out of the lead for 3 days in a row, it'll cost you your life. Alright, so we need to keep them balanced, but at the end of 2 weeks, we need to make sure that Vargas is leading. Alright, I understood. Okay. So we are ending our day. We had no loss of life, which is good. And that's where I'm going to stop it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Leave me a comment and let me know. Give me feedback. Let me know if I should improve on something. Should I do something differently? Just interact with me. I'd love to hear from you. Goodbye, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.